I've done a bit of research. 80% of men actually suffer from hair loss. I think people with hair loss is quite a sensitive subject for them, and
Yeah.
I don't think men express it well enough.
So we're here with Stefan-Pierre Tomlin, a reality TV star and model, and we will be speaking about mental health and hair loss.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So we wanted to know, you're quite open about your hair loss journey and what you've been
Yeah,
doing to combat it. So when did you start to notice that you had lost some hair?
yeah. I think my hair started thinning up while I was about 19 years old.
Mhm.
I remember just looking in the mirror, and my mum was like, "Every time you look in the mirror, more of it's gonna fall out," and I had done exactly that. So by the time I was like 25, I literally had like a receding hairline. Yeah,
Mhm.
just knocked my confidence really.
What other areas, I guess, did it impact of your life?
For my job, I'm a model, and you're required. Your look is your brand, and it shows youthfulness. And there was quite a few jobs where I had to like, try and wear a hat, and that wasn't suitable. And I literally just lost my confidence. I was always trying to hide it, sort of thing. I remember once I went to my mum's, in my mum's makeup box, and I started using a eyeliner pencil to try and fill in
Oh,
the thinning parts. It was terrible.
I understand that you've tried in the past to do temporary solutions. So could you tell us a bit
Yeah.
more about what else you've tried to do?
Yeah, sure. So in the past, I've used quite a few temporary solutions. I started off with injections. You have to have about 20 to 30 of these injections in your head. And I remember the pain was just atrocious. It was like so bad. I had to tell him to stop. So that was the first one. Then I used hair fibers. I remember an actor friend of mine, he was using those and I was just fascinated. So actually
Mhm.
that carried me through for about 5 or 6 years. Literally, it comes in a little like a tub and you like pat it on your head and then you sort of use a baby wipe to sort of get your hairline. Obviously, the downfall of that is you can't get it wet. If you wear a hat, take it off, it smudges. You can't go swimming. If you stay at someone's house, it was just a nightmare. So I had that. Then I used SMP treatment, which is a sort of a tattoo, a hair tattoo. So I used minoxidil as well. Very cool to prevent your hair loss, and it can promote growth as well, but it reverses. So it's quite expensive, like 300 a month for this product. But as soon as you stop using it, it reverses. So you have to be really careful. It's not really, it is a permanent fix, but you have to use it for a lifetime. Until I then had the unit, which was like a hair wig. So I was wearing that for like probably 2 years now. But yeah, I finally got that off.
And obviously, so you've been held in the past, Tinder's most swiped man. You've had over nearly
Yeah,
15,000 swipes.
that's never going to leave me now.
Obviously, you've now recently had a hair transplant. You travelled to Istanbul. So
That's
what
correct. Yeah.
led you to that moment?
I had quite a few friends fly out there, and I just always would find an alternative. I think one was probably the pain. I'm really bad with surgeries and stuff like that. I just kept putting it off. And I think I just didn't like the idea of I don't know. I didn't do enough research to understand the procedure. But obviously, 32 now, and I was like, look, I've got an opportunity here. Let me take it. I went out there, and it literally has changed my life. The hairs, I can show you now. I don't know if you can see it in this lighting, but I've actually got little baby hairs starting to grow now, and like
Okay.
my hairline's solid. I've never had a hairline like this in my life. Like I can take my hat off, and like I can go swimming now. Go, step through the house. There's a lot of smudging on their pillows. You know what I mean? It's a really nice feeling. Very painful, but it's worth every penny.
And
Yeah,
you've been quite open about your hair loss journey because some
yeah,
people wouldn't want to document the process, and
yeah.
some people might feel more comfortable with just getting it done on on the low. Why is it important for you to use your platform to speak about these things openly and speak about being uncomfortable?
Yeah, no, I mean for me, I think I've done a bit of research, and obviously I suffered from this myself. So 80% of men actually suffer from hair loss, and I suffered with this from 22 years old. I've had girls call me baldy, and people think it's funny, but it actually really affected my mental health. So as I've sort of grown in the industry, I thought it's very important to sort of share the message that I suffered, and yeah, I think men don't really talk much as well about things like that. So if I can be the sort of a role model in the face of this, then I'll do that. I'll do so. When you get it sorted, it really does open up your confidence and your mental health. It does change a lot. So yeah, I love
Yeah.
seeing people happy. like I am.
Yeah.
And I'm quite happy to share my journey and experience and how I deal with it. So yeah, this year I'm trying to join a charity and do much more questions and answers on my Instagram, and yeah, just help people really, because I think Instagram can be a very what's the word I'm looking for, pretentious place.
As you said, you have been ridiculed in the past, and people have called you names. But what would you say to those people if you could help change that?
I mean, people with hair loss is quite a sensitive subject for them, and
Yeah,
I don't think men express it well enough. From personal experience, when I was called baldy, like it really, like I felt myself burning inside, and you're sort of embarrassed to even say anything back, so you just take it. I think for people, especially girls that come across bald men, I think just try and keep your comments to yourself, sort of thing. Maybe I don't know. It's a
yeah.
weird one.
It is something what needs to be spoken about, and you don't always see men want to, openly speak about changing, beauty standards in the media as well. But yeah, I'd just like to
For
say
sure,
thank you for
100%.
coming on.
Absolutely no problem. Thank you for having me.